all over Hampton Roads. For the best in local high school and college sports talk, it's the 757 at 6 on ESPN Radio 94.1.
Back here on the 757 at 6 from Wild Wing Cafe in Chesapeake. Wild Wing, I think I love you. Matt Hatfield here. We're now joined by a special guest, an offensive lineman from the Class 6 state champion Oscar Smith Tigers. First team All-Region 6A selection and probably going to be an All-State selection. He's committed to play for the Monarchs of Old Dominion University. Let's give a big hand of applause to Maarten Woudsma with us here on ESPN Radio 94.1. Congrats on the commitment. Oh, we appreciate you coming out to ODU and also the state championship. How did it feel last Saturday?
I mean, it was a great win, a great feeling. First win at home, first of many. So it was a great feeling.
Now, let's start off the bat here. I'm looking at your bio. 4.4 GPA?
Yes, sir.
My goodness, that's impressive. Now, I was thinking here coming over, 4.4 GPA. This guy does more than just play football and hit people. Now, the simple response is, how do you get a 4.4 GPA? Well, you study hard, you go to class, you got to be smart, right? But what classes and how much time does it require from you in terms of the balancing act with football and school?
So at Oscar Smith, we have the IB program, which is one of the few programs offered in the high schools in Chesapeake. So IB stands for International Baccalaureate, and basically you're put into like a college system of classes starting your freshman year. So I started with heavily graded or heavily weighted classes since my freshman year. So ever since then, it's been a high workload, but also a high reward, as in for my GPA. So basically, it's a balancing act between football and doing my homework. You basically have to master using your time efficiently. When I'm not at practice, when I'm not working out, I'm always studying, reading, doing my homework, so I can either work ahead or just be on time with all my deadlines. It's a lot of work keeping up with the grades and all the deadlines that the teachers give us. But I mean, the reward speaks for itself.
What's the hardest class?
I would say personally, it's a class called TOK. It's only offered for IB students, and it stands for Theory of Knowledge. So basically, we're being taught how to think different ways. It's hard to think about, but it's an even harder class to accomplish.
So when you get on the field, everything else is just gravy. It's easy at this point.
Yes, sir. You can say that. Yes, sir.
Now, you've been starting at Oscar Smith since what, sophomore year, freshman year?
I started, I'd say, 3 or 4 games as a freshman to fill in for a couple guys. And then I started every game my sophomore year, every game my junior year. And then after I came back from my injury, every game my senior year.
Sure. Now, you had an injury earlier this year you just mentioned.
Yes,
Tell us about that and how tough was it? Because I think you missed the game against Bosco, did you not?
So in the junior season, during the state semis game, Massaponax, I think it was the third quarter, and we were almost going to finish a scoring drive. And then I got rolled up on by four or five guys, and my ankle was facing the wrong way. Ooh. And so I was limping off the field. I was out for that drive, and then we had got the ball back, and I went back in for that drive. And I always remember I always got a pancake the first play that I got back in with my hurt ankle. And I was just limping around, and luckily I was praying, and we won that game. And then I remember the whole week after that, Coach Scott was like, I don't want you doing anything. So I sat out the whole week of practice. I was just outside. I had my foot propped up, and I was watching film the whole time while everybody else was practicing. And then, come game time Saturday, from the very first snap, I played every single snap. And then, rest is history. I went to do rehab with my trainer, and it was 6 weeks. Everything was feeling good, and then come camp, it was like the second day of full pads, and then I got tripped up, and then it was the same feeling I had before, so I knew something wasn't right. I couldn't walk anymore, so I went and got an MRI, got it all checked out, and turns out I tore the ligament in between my fibula and tibia 80%, so I had to go. I got a tightrope procedure done, which is basically it's a quick procedure. It's a quick turnaround. And I got that done in, I think, late August, and then I was back playing in early October.
Were you wondering if you'd get back on the field from that? Because, that's the type of injury that some guys don't get back from that quickly.
So the doctor, he was reassuring because he was an ankle specialist, so he didn't do anything but ankle, so we knew we had the right guy to do it. And this guy has worked with Coach Scott himself for many times, so I knew he was trusting. So he told me it was going to be a quick turnaround, but because I was an offensive lineman, they would have to do something extra for me for extra protection. So it would take a couple more weeks to get back. As for, say, a skilled guy like a receiver, So because I'm like so heavy on my feet and stomping around and moving other big men, I had to wait longer to get back right. But I knew I was going to get back right. It was either going to be just a question of was it going to be before playoffs or not. And luckily I got to squeeze in 3 games before the playoffs, so I was luckily able to do that.
We're talking with Maarten Woudsma, an Old Dominion commit from the 2-time state champion Oscar Smith Tigers. They go back-to-back, beating the Madison Warhawks 42-17 for the Class 6 title this past Saturday at Old Dominion. Our guest here on the 757 at 6 on ESPN Radio 94.1 from Wild Wing Cafe in Chesapeake. Now, you get back, and you've played center every game on the offensive line for the Tigers, or they moved around a little bit?
My first game back, after the injury, we played in National River, and they put me at left tackle.
Okay.
And which is kind of like the craziest thing because you would probably need more mobility to play left tackle than center. But, I graded out well that game, but they thought I would be better playing at center for the rest of the season. And it'd probably be safer that way. So, but besides that, every snap was at center, yes,
gotcha.
sir.
And you got to worry about snapping it to the quarterback in Ethan Vasco,
Most
and then
definitely.
also blocking for those guys up front with Kevon King, who had a huge day, 290
day.
yards rushing,
Yes, sir.
3 touchdowns. Coach Scott and your line coach John Hogger, they affectionately name you guys the Mud Diggers.
Yes, sir.
How do you like that, title for you guys as a group up front?
I mean, we embody what the Mud Diggers are. I have it on my ring right here.
Okay.
And it's just a way we live. It's just like what we go by. It's a creed. And we just embody it. And I didn't ever think I would grow into it, but I surely did. And I'm going to be holding on to it till hopefully when I'm playing on Sundays.
Now, when you're blocking, you're not really watching what Vasco behind you and
sir.
Kevon King are doing. But when you see Kevon King breaking off a 96-yard touchdown, what's going through your mind? Because that felt like that was the cementing play of the state championship for you guys.
I mean that's what we've been working for all week. We just do our job so that he can be great. We don't usually get the spotlight, but when he breaks out for a run like that, I know that we're the ones who helped him do that. So I feel great about it.
A lot of teams from the 757 have won state championships here lately. Oscar Smith, Lake Taylor, Maury, Phoebus, Hampton, and Phoebus dominated for years in the peninsula, but nobody on the south side has ever won back-to-back state championships going back to like Granby in the 1940s. What's this mean for you guys to accomplish that and be the first at Smith to do that?
After we won in 2020, Coach Scott always talked about 2021 was going to be a special year because it was the year for 2 and 1. So that 21 was something special, and doing something that hasn't been done in over 80 years, that's crazy to think about. And I can't even describe how crazy it feels because winning one state championship was enough for me, but going back and winning another one the year after was just a blessing.
Now, I'm not sure the exact moment you committed, but I noticed it late Friday night on social media. You tweeted out a neat video. People should go check it out on Maarten Woudsma's Twitter. Give your Twitter handle, by the way. It's Woudsma.
Woudsma Maarten. So WoudsmaAarten.
All right, we're going to get your followers up here. Now, you put that video up. What compelled you to make the commitment to Old Dominion the night before the state championship being played at ODU?
Yes, sir. I knew it was going to make a statement like, I would go in there as a commit and then win my first game at that field. So I knew it was going to be a huge statement. And, I grabbed the media's attention as it did. So, it was a great feeling.
What was it about ODU and what do they like about you?
I'd say my relationship with the coaching staff was like a lot better than it was with any other school. And I feel like that compelled me to commit to ODU over any other school. I really like the team there. They had finished off with a great season. They're about to go win this bowl game, which I'm excited for. And I feel like the program's gonna turn around. We're gonna turn into a winning program, and I feel like what they like about me is just probably my leadership skills, because I feel like my coaches, they talk highly about me to them, so I feel like they're trustworthy with them, so they feel highly about me, and I'm gonna accomplish that for them.
We're definitely gonna go with a high IQ who's tough and willing to get down and dirty with the Mud Diggers. Now, tell me about who else was in the picture for you, because you had some Ivies and some other schools besides Old Dominion. How many offers did you finish up with?
I finished with 14 Division I offers.
Okay. And you're planning to sign this coming Wednesday with the Monarchs.
I am, yes, sir.
Sure. Tell me about what you think of the staff and what Ricky Ronnie's done here in quick order, going from 1-6 to 6-6 in bowl eligibility.
Yeah, you could tell how great of a coach he actually is, turning the program around that quick. I feel the same way about Coach Scott, how the first year we had a good season, but we didn't get the turnout we wanted, and then he goes back and wins 2 state championships back to back. So I see a lot of that in him. They work hard. All they do is breathe, sleep ODU football. Coach Lucas, who actually reached out to me probably the most, he's the recruiter coordinator for this area, and he's always been calling me, checking up, making sure that I'm doing my homework, even though he knows I do. And Coach Rhino, that's my guy. He's funny. He's funny on and off the field, and yeah.
We're talking one of the newest Monarch commits to ODU, Maarten Woudsma of the state champion Oscar Smith Tigers here from Wild Wing Cafe in Chesapeake. A lot of Monarch fans out here before the Ricky Ronnie Coaches Show comes your way at the top of the hour right here on ESPN Radio 94.1. There's actually a Tiger or two. I know one for sure who came here on our show, Malcolm Britt. Did he talk to you at all about trying to convince you to come to Old Dominion, the linebacker?
He was probably the least. He's probably recruited me the least out of everybody on that team.
Really?
Which is
Okay.
kind of funny, but he just let me make my own decision. And I knew he was my
host?
my host. Yeah,
Okay.
my host for my official visit this weekend. So it was good catching up with him, and my family. They love him as a person too. So it was good to reunite with him.
Now, I know some Monarch fans are sad the decommitment from your quarterback in Ethan
Yes,
Vasco, but you still got a chance to get some other guys, maybe Kevon
Yes,
King.
sir.
Are you making some pitches to some teammates to come join you at ODU?
I most definitely am, especially Kevon. I mean, me and him been working together since our freshman year. I mean, I love blocking for him, and he makes great plays. So I'm excited if he ends up joining our team.
Were you surprised by Ethan's decision? Did you know it was coming, or?
I didn't know it was coming, no. But I mean, whatever's best for him, I was always going to support him either way. And I'm happy for him, and I'll support him to the end. So yeah.
Certainly. Now, being out there on that field where you're going to play your college football, what was that like for you to be out there? Because in the spring, you guys played at Oscar Smith. It was kind of a funky season. I imagine there was a lot of differences from your junior year where you had all these COVID protocols to having a more normal season with all kinds of Tiger fans roaring for you and even some ODU fans.
Right. I mean, I always went to the games. I was always on the field before, but when I walked out for the first time during pregame, it felt like a completely different atmosphere. And it was crazy to think about that in a couple months that I'd be playing here eventually. So, I mean, it was a great feeling starting off with a win in that stadium. And, I mean, I hope to keep the wins coming.
Sure. What's Maarten Woudsma's vision here for you as you get ready to graduate and go to Old Dominion? I mean, I imagine you have dreams of playing at the professional ranks one day
Yes,
and some
sir.
things beyond. What's in your future goals and plans?
I mean, right now I'm just focusing on getting my body right, getting in shape. But I plan to study kinesiology at ODU. And, I mean, wherever it takes me is where I'll go. So I'm excited.
Well, we appreciate you so much for coming out. Before we let you go, we like to play this game called Rapid Fire. We throw the really tricky, hard questions your way. Are you ready for them?
Yes, sir.
All right, Maarten Woudsma, the Old Dominion commit with us here at Wild Wing Cafe in Chesapeake from the back-to-back state champion Oscar Frommel Smith Tigers. All right, favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show, I'd say Naruto.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Yes,
All right, favorite movie?
I'd say Sinister.
Sinister.
Yes, sir.
All right, linemen like to eat. All you guys like to eat. So what's the go-to pick when you're at a buffet? What's the first thing you're going for? Or even Thanksgiving, what's the first thing you're going for?
At a buffet, I'm going for some sushi.
Sushi.
Yes,
You're
sir.
a sushi guy.
Yes, sir.
Naruto and sushi?
I
My
haven't heard
goodness,
that
this
one.
guy.
That's a new one, Chip. I haven't heard sushi. All right. Best defensive lineman you faced in high school was who?
It'd have to 100% be my teammate Caleb Jones.
All right, Caleb Jones. Shout out to him. He's
Yes, sir.
going to the Naval Academy.
He
Maybe
is.
we'll get an ODU Navy game. You never know in the future. That could happen.
Hopefully. I like to see that game.
He wore 50, correct?
He did.
And we're 55. You plan to wear 55 in college at ODU?
If it's available, I will. Yes,
If it's
sir.
available. All right. Which offensive lineman does Maarten Woudsma enjoy watching most in the NFL?
It'd have to be Quentin Nelson.
Quentin Nelson.
Yes, sir.
All right. Who does the best impersonation of Coach Chris Scott on the Oscar Smith football team?
I mean, we have a bunch of funny guys on the team. They love imitating him. But I'd have to say Monte Jones.
Monte Jones.
Yes,
Well, he's
sir.
a senior, so he doesn't have to run any more laps. He can just go
Right.
do the
He
impersonation
can do whatever
for us.
he wants to now.
All right. What's the number one item on your Christmas list? So any fans out here can go get it for you.
Oh, man, what would I say?
What's an ODU gear?
ODU gear.
All right. What do you want? You want a shirt, a hat? What do you want?
A hat, anything.
Just
Yes,
want
sir.
some ODU gear.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
All right. He doesn't ask for a whole lot. He's not asking for like a
Yep.
car or anything, like a
Nope.
Lamborghini. Visit one place in the world. Where are you going?
I'm going there. I'm planning to go there next week with my family. We're going to Jamaica.
Are you really?
We are for Christmas break. So
How about
I'm
that?
looking forward
Good
to
for
that.
y'all.
Yes, sir.
All right, last two. One word to best describe the 2021 Oscar Smith football team. What's the one word?
Wow. Yeah, but I say
Someone yelled champions.
perseverance.
Perseverance. All right, I can dig that one as well. And give the fans out there the score of next Monday's ODU Tulsa game. What do you think the
All right.
score is going to be?
I got,
Put you on the spot.
35-21 ODU.
There you heard it, 35-21 for the Monarchs over Tulsa in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. And the future Monarch, two-time state champ with the Oscar Smith Tigers, the center, all-region performer, Maarten Woudsma. Thank you so much. All the best to you, and go Monarchs, right?
Yes, sir.
Maarten Woudsma getting that second ring size for him as he joined us here from Wild Wing Cafe in Chesapeake. You hear the chants of ODU, and we'll be joined by the voice of the Monarchs, Ted Alexander. When we return here from Wild Wing Cafe in Chesapeake, Ricky Ronnie Coach's Show comes your way at the top of the hour right here on your home for sports, including Monarchs football. It's ESPN Radio 94.1.